Hello, my delicious people. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be essentially a little practice video, as in order to make a build video or get into build videos in general, you need to have a maxed out account. I do not have a maxed out account. However, I do have a team that I have been working on ever since Columbina came out. And as you've probably seen in the title and the thumbnail, it is a Geo Manekin build. And yeah, it does pretty well for a non-maxed out account. But yeah, I'm basically a minnow, not a whale. I do pay for some roles, but I never pay more than $100 every single time there is a character that I want. However, I do not have a very good selection of characters that are fully maxed out. I do, however, have Lunar, Columbina, Ino, and the Manekin fully maxed out. I believe some of their weapons are a little bit lacking, I think. However, this is of course a practice video, and I will probably get into how it will be kind of structured. The way that I structure it is actually quite simple. I am going to do it like a Warframe video and tell you why you are doing something instead of just telling you to do something. I've always been kind of sort of bothered by the fact that a lot of the time the build videos that you see are literally just put together with just do this, and it doesn't really say anything about why you do things. It took a very long time for me to get a hold of the information that I need in order to make this build work. And a lot of it is my own testing and stuff like that. But anyway, let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. Essentially, you start off with Lunar, you go with Columbina, you go with Ino, and you go with Victoria, or the Manekin specifically in the Geo version. But yeah, let me show you how it works, and then I will show you the build, and we'll get through that. Alright, let's go! Alright then, we are here, and I'm going to be showing you a little bit slowly. I'm going to be showing the rotation, which you'll be using quite often in the whole entire boss battle that you go to. Keep in mind that the Manekin cannot go into the abyss. Also, if you do want to use this team in a actual abyss run, which you only want to do one every single rotation, basically get your primo gems and get the fuck out, you do want to switch out for Noelle. So this actually doubles as a Noelle team, actually. But here goes the rotation. Here we go. And tap, tap, tap. Do that. We use this. Boom. And I know, use her first, and do this. You want to do 2 light attack combos, then do another skill. You will be dodging in between this as well. You burst, boom. Back to Lunar. Oh no, where's my energy? There we go. He does not always get her energy as much. Yum, yum. It's not the best damage, but there's also a thing where despite me having a marionette, I do the most damage on my account with this team, just because it's the only one I really maxed out. But yeah, essentially let me go through a little bit of saying of how that works. So Lunar, if you were to use her ability, you tap it or you tap the attack button and it'll do It'll feed Lumi and it'll come out and do a bonk. Her burst is just healing. But as long as Lumi is out, you have Shred, which is very nice. Specifically with Geo Shred. Columbina increases the power of Lunar abilities, and Lunar Crystalise, and also I believe does Hydro Application with her burst and her ability. You also have Aino, who my Aino I believe is C2, I believe, and she will give you Elemental Mastery when she hits with a burst or her skill. And her burst is for Hydro Application specifically. And the Victoria, if she has skill, you have 2 charges and it lasts about 4 seconds, I believe. And it allows you to do 2 combos without running out. And you can dodge in between each strike in order to get out of the way of attacks. In which case, you just have to wait until, I believe, Aino's burst is over, and then you are to go and return to Lene and do the rotation over again. But now that you see how it works, let me show you the build, and then we're gonna go beat the absolute living shit out of a Angel. I love beating the shit out of the Angel. I do not like Angels. I'm not gonna get too far into it, but I am ever so slightly a bit anti-Semitic. So let me get out of here before I lose my mind. But yes. Alright, it's time for the build portion of the video, which is gonna be a little bit of a doozy because, you know, this is a practice video, so I've been messing it up a lot. But anyway, we have Lene first, which if she would stop shaking her little baby, we should be fine. There we go. So essentially, she is on Slingshot in order to give her more crit rate, which is really important because I'll get into why it is in a bit. But essentially, her artifact set is on Husk of Opponent Dreams. The 4-piece set, which gives her more defense if she were to do geo damage, which her Lumi will be able to do. And she is on defense, crit damage. Also quite important for what we need it for. Keeping in mind, I actually meant to swap this out for an Elemental Mastery. Again, I will get into that. Anyway, we also have a attack. These are not as important, I don't think. But essentially, we do have the stats reaching crit rate of 60, crit damage of 114, which isn't all that great. And we also have energy recharge of 135. And she has an attack of this. Ooh. Oh, it doesn't say the full attack, but the attack is 792. Max HP is 1900,000, and defense is a total of 2800. There we go. The Elemental Mastery is also really important, so we got that at 222, which is interesting number. And yes, we got Columbina next, who is going to be on the Prototype Amber, which is for energy. I believe the energy is actually quite important, as this team in its Noel version runs out of energy all the fucking time, which is very unfortunate. Her artifacts are on Obey the Morning Star Moon, which makes it to where as long as she is off the field, she gives more lunar reaction damage up to 60, which is quite nice. And her stats on it is an HP, and Elemental Mastery, which is really nice. Very important that it's like that. Her current stats with everything intact is max HP is 45,000, 957 attack, defense of 832, very squish, and Elemental Mastery of 411, as well as, I don't need to say the stamina. And her crit rate is 37%, and her crit damage is 63%. Which, there's a reason why I want it to be higher, although I, of course, don't have a maxed out account, which I won't get too far into since I already said that multiple times. Now we got Aino, who is on Favonia's Greatsword, which is quite nice. Crit hits give you more energy, which she is basically the battery as well as the hydro application. Keeping in mind, I believe through my tests, it also counts for her burst and her skill, which means if she were to butt stomp somebody and then use her burst, she will be generating energy quite often. She also is on Silken Moon Serenade, which give her energy recharge, and as well as when dealing elemental damage, she gets Devotion effect from the Gleaming Moon, which increases all elemental mastery by 60 to 120%. Essentially, she is going to be the elemental mastery battery support, essentially. So she's got a bunch of things that she does. She's also C4. I thought she was C2. She's C4. Interesting. So she basically has this one right here, which gives you elemental mastery if she were to hit with her burst or her skill, which is quite nice. And we finally got the Manekin, who is on Light-Bearing Moonshard, which I will admit, I think I was going for the other weapon, but then again, no, actually no. I got this sword. Yeah, this sword was actually something I wanted for the Manekin. I did not get Zabai herself, unfortunately. I probably would have benefited from doing that, but yes, this is what we got. Which increases defense by 20%, which isn't all that much, or all that meaningful. It doesn't really do anything. But Lunar Crystallize reactions are increased by 64% if I do elemental skill, which is really nice because the elemental skill lasts for 4 seconds, allowing me to do all the combos, which means this is basically up all the time. We got her on Nighttime Whispers of Echoing Woods, which gives her attack by 18%, which is nice, as well as after using elemental skill, she gets more geo damage. And I believe that if she's on a shield from Crystallize, or she has constructs made by Lunar Crystallize, she will essentially get more damage. It really needs to be much more damage, which I believe is 45% in total, which is quite nice. So let's get into the interesting mechanics that comes with this build, which took a bit, but I managed to get there. Essentially, fun fact, Lunar Crystallize only fires the projectiles after you do Lunar Crystallize reactions 3 times. But, interesting thing with that, Lunar Crystallize reactions take in consideration all characters involved. That means Lene, Columbina, Aino, and Victoria all will have their abilities, or their stats, have input on the final damage. Which means this could get a lot better if I were to dump a bunch of effort into raising the crit damage and crit chance of both Lene and Columbina. Which is really nice because Lene will have Lumi out, constantly hitting things. Columbina will be doing Crystallize, the Hydro application herself as well. And then we also have Aino doing some stuff as well as Victoria herself doing the main damage. Oh, I also forgot to show you something. I want to show you her attributes. I forgot that, sorry. But crit rate of 62, as well as the crit damage of 197 with energy recharge of that. And elemental mastery is a bit low for my liking. which I remember it being 200, but I probably switched out something. But her max HP is 22,000. Her attack is 1,839, and her defense is a nice little 974, which is quite interesting. But essentially, I'll be showing you how this works against the angel, as I feel like I want to beat the shit out of an angel today, and we're going to start doing that. So let's do this. Let's go. All right. 3, 2, 1. Yep, I'm immune to your shit. Haha. I am face taking that shit, bitch. I'll do it early because I'm a little bit low. I don't think we need her burst right now, but there we go. I mean, it's not the best build in the world. It's not meta by any standpoint, and I also can't go into Abyss. But I will say, from my goes into the Abyss, if you're doing like 20,000 damage at least very consistently, you can do the Abyss quite easily. The thing is that, you know, you're gonna have to have, you know, enough time to build a team that can do that. And sometimes you will need specific reactions or elements. But if you have a team that can do it, and you just so happen to have a fill slot just for that element, you can do the Abyss. And like I said, you could just swap out Noelle for the Manekin and for the Abyss instead, and you can turn it into a pretty good Noelle team, which I will also show you, which is the nice little bonus here, just because I feel like it. Also, I need to do something for Noelle. She is currently naked. Let me fix her nakedness. Alright, little bit of technical difficulties, a little bit. I'm probably gonna cut it out. But let's go get our bursts ready to fuck this guy up. Ready? Boom. The question is, will I be able to do this in a single rotation? I don't know. Yeehaw! Single rotation, single rotation, single rotation. Ow. Alright. Yeah, see? The Noelle team, basically. But, yeah, that's about it. That's all I needed to show you, that's all I needed to teach you, and I think it's fine. However, I am going to be doing adjustments throughout the months. Months is the key word there, since I only play Genshin like once a week. Can you get a pretty good sizable team in playing once a week? Yes, you can, because you can do the events as soon as they all are completely out, and then you can just get the Primo Gems that way. I mean, I have actually farmed a few characters without paying any money. So yes, minnow noises. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Have wonderful, wonderful nightmares. I will see you in them. Remember, if you're watching my content, I know you're into it. Honey, honey. Meow.